Hi guys, welcome back to Junry's Vlog Reaction. For this video reaction, let's go to Russia, and this is just let's get to know about Moscow, which is the capital of Russia, because we want to see how beautiful it is, how the skyscrapers of the capital. And since we have a lot of video reaction for Russia, so let's travel to Moscow. We will bring you to Moscow now, guys, and let's get to know first with Moscow, a little information with Moscow. This is the capital and the largest city of Russia. The city stands on the Moskva River in the central Russia, with a population estimated at 12.4 million residents within the city limits, over 17 million residents in the urban area, and over 20 million residents in the metropolitan area. The city covers an area of 2,511 square meters, 970 square meter, while the urban covers 5,800 and in the land area on the European continent. Wow. I hope guys you enjoyed watching with this amazing video, and let's travel around Moscow with this amazing video. Moscow, Russia, 4K capital of Russia. And credit to the owner also with the video to Russian class. I'll put in the description box below so that you can connect also with the owner of the video. PASIBA to our Russian friends. And if you have some comments, suggestion related to any Russian videos, whatever it is that you can suggest in the comment section, I would love to read and respond you and make your video request fun and enjoy watching with this amazing video for Moscow, Russia. Let's get to it. Enjoy guys for traveling to Moscow. Wow, thank you so much for this video.
Hey guys,
Might
and in this video we're going to talk about
Might be
Moscow.
someday we'll be traveling to
Moscow is the
Russia.
capital and the largest city of Russia, with a population of more than 12 million people, located on the Moskva River in the west of the country. Moscow for Russians is the center of everything. In the US, you have movie industry in Los Angeles. You got software development in the Silicon Valley and finance in New York, but in Russia, everything is centered around Moscow, where all the headquarters of major Russian corporations are located and where all money eventually goes to.
At least in one place.
Although Muscovites complain about the climate, the weather here is milder than in other parts of Russia like Siberia or the Urals.
Wow.
The climate here is typical for the European part of Russia, and average summer temperatures are similar to that of cities like Paris or Berlin. Moscow has the best universities in Russia. Russian teenagers come here for education. In 2009, there were more than 250 universities and colleges in Moscow, according to the 2018 QS World University Rankings. Moscow State University is the highest-ranking Russian educational institution. And if you choose to study in Moscow, you'd better choose technical or IT majors because those are recognized all over the world.
Because that's it's not just popular, but it's good.
And you see all these fancy cars, and you wonder, how much money are these guys making? The average salary in Moscow in 2017 is just $1,100 a month, which by Russian standards is very good salary, but the income gap is unbelievable. That explains all the Ferraris and the latest model BMWs you see on the streets. No wonder, Moscow enjoys much higher standards of living compared to the rest of Russia. In terms of billionaires, Moscow now takes the fourth place in the world, being even ahead of London. Moscow is home to all the federal authorities of the country, the government of the Russian Federation, the State Duma, the Federal Council, the Supreme Court, and the Moscow Kremlin, which is the official residence of the president. All this turned Moscow into a city of status and special vehicles with sirens and flashing lights on top. There are at least 630 cars used by top-ranking government officials that have the right to use sirens and ignore traffic rules when necessary. They're allowed to speed, drive on their own side of the road, or even pass ambulances or fire engines.
Those are the high class.
This is unthinkable in the US and Europe, right?
Correct.
And it's extremely uncomfortable for ordinary citizens. In Moscow, it doesn't really matter what you do for a living. If you're not part of the system and you don't have connections, you're a second-rate citizen. Some high-ranking government officials never cross paths with ordinary citizens at all.
Good to know.
They live in their gated communities outside of Moscow and prefer to take their vacations abroad. More and more Russians come to live in Moscow. Why? Well, because salaries here are higher
Hi.
and the city provides great business opportunities. Here
It's
you
so
can find the
clean.
wealthiest customers in Russia and earn a good living. There are lots of international companies and more people speak English, so you have excellent opportunities to build an international career. It is easy to meet and learn from famous Russian TV stars and speakers. Lots of them have open events, which sometimes are
It's
completely
so
free of
clean.
charge.
Wow, I love it. Very clean.
The city is well taken care of. In
Yeah.
the center, they wash the streets several times a day. Moscow has such a diversity of architecture, starting with Kremlin walls and the
Twice a
Stalin
day.
period famous Seven
Clean.
Sisters and the modern skyscrapers of Moscow City. Everything is so beautiful.
Wow. That's incredibly amazing.
In the recent years, they have renovated a lot of walking areas within the garden ring. You can ride anything from a bicycle to a scooter or go for a walk with your friends.
Bravo.
Moscow is such a green city. It has more green areas than London and New York. In the very
Nice.
center of the city, you can escape from the noise in one of the largest parks in Moscow, Gorky Park. Everyone. You can lie on puffs and deck chairs, ride a bike, there's free Wi-Fi, a skating park, and the biggest sandpit in Moscow.
I wish
Lots
I
of
can
fountains
travel
and
there
hot girls
soon.
too. Your social life can never get boring because there's tons of things to do and tons of choices in
Activities.
terms of bars and restaurants offering every type of cuisine to suit most budgets, from Chinese noodles to Georgian khinkali to Asian shark soup.
Wow.
In Moscow, you can satisfy any gastronomic foodie. What are some of the famous sights of Moscow? In the historic
Kremlin.
core sits the Kremlin, the biggest active fortress in Europe that's home to the president, and the Tsarist treasures in the armory.
Wow.
Outside its walls is the Red Square, Russia's symbolic center.
Correct. The Red
It's
Square.
home to Lenin's mausoleum, the State Historical Museum's comprehensive collection, and St. Basil's Cathedral, known for its colorful,
The famous-
onion-shaped domes.
Yes.
Russia's main department store, GUM, has a stunning interior and houses a variety of high-end boutiques. Even if
Wow.
shopping is not on your to-do list, the GUM is still worth a visit. The glass-roofed arcade faces Red Square and offers a variety of classy
That's
eateries.
amazing.
Arbat Street.
The
Arbat is
architecture
one of
was
Moscow's most
beautiful.
touristy spots. Lots of cafes and restaurants, live music performers, as well as souvenir shops and tattoo salons. Tsaritsina Museum Reserve. The former
Correct.
summer residence of Empress Catherine the Great was commissioned in 1775.
Mhm.
Tsaritsina Park has been fundamentally renovated since 1980s to look
Wow.
even brighter than the original. With its opulently decorated buildings, gardens, meadows, and forests, Tsaritsina Park is the perfect place for a green getaway in Moscow, occupying an area
So
of more
nice.
than 247 acres. There's also the skyscraper district called Moscow City.
The
Here you'll find
skyscrapers.
offices of
Oh my
international
God.
companies,
Those
apartments,
buildings.
restaurants, and shops. For a Russian city to have such an American downtown is very unusual.
I love the
Here,
spiral
one-bedroom
building.
apartment will cost you $500,000. For the best
Really?
panoramic views of the city, come to Restaurant 60, which is located on the 62nd floor of the Federation Tower.
Oh,
This place
I
seemed
cannot
to have it all.
imagine
Had spinning
going in
views,
there.
great food, and vibrant atmosphere, and no entry ticket. All you have to do is buy a glass of beer.
And then you can go there.
If
And
you
that's
are into
amazing.
museums and theaters and galleries, there is no shortage of cultural and entertainment places. The quality of museums, art galleries, theaters, and concerts is also outstanding, including well-known all over the world, big and small theaters, the Tretyakov Gallery, with one of the largest collections of Russian art in the world, the Armory Chamber, the Museum of Tolerance, and so many more.
Nice. Oh my God! I wish someday
Despite
somebody
being
can
such a
invite
huge
with
city,
me
Moscow
to
feels
visit
surprisingly
Moscow.
safe. Foreigners should take precautions that they would in any other city. Avoid shady people and walk in alone in some dark streets late at night. Bribery and corruption are still big issues in Russia, though.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there were many contract killings of prominent politicians and journalists over the last 10 years,
Oh.
starting with Anna Politkovskaya, an independent journalist. And this is the bridge on which Boris Nemtsov, one of the most influential liberal politicians of modern Russia, was gunned down.
Oh,
right under the walls of the Kremlin.
seriously?
In Moscow, everything is gigantic. Buildings, roads, everything is huge. Kutuzovsky Avenue, in the very center, has 10 lanes, complicated road connections, garden ring with a length of 15 kilometers, and the huge Moscow Circle Road. Despite all of this, traffic in Moscow is notoriously bad. It's normal to
really?
commute for an hour or more just to get to work in the morning. Residents of Moscow are used to many kilometers of red lights and loss of time. Every time you need to
So they
get
pick
someplace,
hours,
you have to get
like
your
early
GPS
morning.
to get the best possible route. And to leave the city on the weekend, you'll have to get up really early. In the year 2000, there were 2.6 million cars in the city. Then in 2012, already
It
4.5
dries up
million. And
times.
every year the number of cars grows by
Wow.
about 4%. Moscow has the best roads in Russia. Today, car sharing and bicycle sharing gained huge popularity. You won't be able to ride a bike all over the city, but the situation is changing for the better and more areas are open for cycling. The main transport of Moscow is the subway, or the metro, as they call it here. Metro in Moscow, along with a monorail road, has 214 stations.
Wow.
And they're putting a lot of effort
That's
to
a
build
lot.
new ones. How many more stations do they need, you ask? You know, if you look at tiny Oslo in Norway,
that's
it has
a lot
101
stations.
metro stations for a population of just 500,000. So it's
Really?
clear that there's room for growth. They're planning to introduce 40 more new stations in different parts of the city by 2020. Daily
Wow.
metro ridership is more than in New York or London. Moscow is always action-packed. Everybody's in a hurry, and lots of places work 24/7. Thousands of people are rushing to work in the morning, looking at their smartphones and tablets. They're stressed, they're nervously trying to get into the crowded metro, and nobody smiles without a reason. It's
That's
a
sad.
Russian tradition.
Yes,
It's
they don't
considered
smile.
awkward.
To smile to someone, they don't smile actually.
What are the cons of living in Moscow? Well, it feels like someone is always watching your back. Security gates everywhere. Every public place you go to, they always scan your bags. Housing prices. For a typical Russian with an average salary, it's going to take decades to save up for a modest apartment. There's
Oh.
a tough parking situation. The city is huge and some friends don't see each other for months. For many, just to get out to the city center on the weekend is an accomplishment. In 2012, the city integrated southern western territories. The so-called New Moscow was formed. The huge city is just getting bigger. Due to the large numbers of vehicles in the city, there's an alarming situation with the environment.
It can cause like
Not
traffic.
all of Moscow is homogeneous. The outskirts are very different from the Garden Ring area. Outside of the Garden Ring, Moscow can hardly be distinguished from any other major city in Russia. This is what Sokolniki looks like. If you love nature, fishing and hunting, picking berries and mushrooms, pure air and water, just know that to get to the nearest decent forest is going to be at least 150 kilometer
Oh,
drive.
at least there is
Some people spend
some
more than
part in
3 hours
Moscow.
to get to the countryside.
Wow. Oh, at least there is something like this in Moscow. I thought it's
Moscow
always
attracts
like
the brightest, the most talented,
high-rise
and ambitious
buildings.
people from all over Russia. You get used to the rhythm, you move fast, you do 10 things at once.
wow.
And those who get used to this rhythm are unlikely to like it anywhere else. In general, Moscow, just like any other major city, is what you want it to be. The city adapts to you. You want a party? Sure, come get it. You want to have the cultural part of Moscow? Sure, why not? You want to build a career? Go for it. The
Right.
cost of real estate in Moscow is all about location. The price per square meter varies from $2,000 on the outskirts to $6,500 in the center. Housing in the center can cost impressive amounts of money. There is a so-called golden triangle, where even an old babushka's one-bedroom apartment can cost you more than $1 million. People living in the center
Because the one
even
in the
follow
center, in
a
the city.
weird dress code. You gotta have at least a black Mercedes or a BMW. If you really want to stand out, you gotta buy a Bentley or Ferrari or a Maybach
Oh
and hire
my,
a driver
seriously?
to drive you around. According to the polls, the greatest fear among Muscovites is the risk of running into someone who will marry them and then demand part of the apartment. The center of Moscow is very far from the realities of real Russia.
Wow, those cars were impressive. Oh my goodness.
Russia complains about the brain drain. On the national level, Moscow steals all the best professionals from the regional cities, which further reduces their competitiveness. All the famous Russian singers, businessmen, and politicians eventually end up in Moscow. For Russians, the taste of life in Moscow is special. They walk the streets, they see nice cars, and they think that maybe one day they too can achieve the same standards of living. And they fall in love with the city. Moscow simply does not have competition among other Russian cities. And what do you guys think about Moscow? Let me know in the comment section below.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
My God. Thank you so much, Russian Plus, for this amazing video. Yeah, the women in Russia are so beautiful. Like, they are like a supermodel. Oh my God, these cars. I cannot imagine I can live and visit in Moscow and then seeing those exotic cars, expensive cars in the street. Might be I'll be like shocked, or maybe I'll be collapsing with those, because here in the Philippines it's really difficult to see like exotic cars or expensive cars. My God, only those like business tycoon here in the Philippines can afford of those. Oh my God, that was so incredible. I'm so impressed the way how this video was created, and then how it was narrated. It's so fantastic. It was really, really nice, well explained, the way how Russia, that you really want to go to Russia and visit and see the beautiful place, the skyscrapers, and see those amazing structure of the building, how it was so stand there, and then like the skyscrapers, and then the amazing like sculpture of the building, so like mind-blowing. That was amazing, guys. Thank you so much for this amazing video, and I hope guys you enjoyed knowing of Moscow, that if you love to visit Russia and be in Moscow. My God, that was for me one of the best places that I want to visit when I go to Russia. I would go first in Moscow and visit there, and then go to the nearby like the provinces, like I want to see the beautiful like this countryside, of course. My goodness, that was beautiful. And thank you so much for this amazing video. And once again, guys, if you want to see the full video, it's in the description box below. And if you like this video, guys, same as I did, just give a massive thumbs up. Like and just subscribe also with my channel. This is Junry's Vlog React, saying stay humble, stay positive, guys. And if you want to check my second channel, it's in the description box below. And if you want to connect my social media account, it's in here. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone. And see you in my next video reaction. PASIBA to our Russian friends. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good day, everyone.